Love. What a beautiful thing. Well, the line between love and infatuation can at times be a thin one, and today we get to see just how thin that line gets until it's no longer there. Today, we find ourselves at a place where love and obsession intersect. George Carl Tanzler, also known as Count Carl von Morsel. Yeah.
Count?
Count.
Count. Oh, I want to be a count.
You are. He was born in Dresden on the 8th of February 1877. Shock, I'm doing another old one.
Where?
In Dresden, in Germany. I probably should have said that. Yeah.
Never heard of it. Oh.
Dresden does not sound like a German name.
Dresden. That's why I was like, where's...
In Dresden.
Oh, I'm excited.
And look,
Yeah.
I've stepped away from doing serial killers. And he's not a serial killer. Good.
Yeah.
But I understand that it's an old one. So, just let me change one thing at a time.
Yeah. You baby step stuff.
I'll go into shock if I have to change everything. Today we're going to refer to him. Refer to you. Today, yeah, you've been refertilized.
Oh.
Today we'll refer to him as Carl. Simply Carl.
Okay, good.
None of this Count Fossil von Mosselberger bullshit.
Okay.
It's simply just Carl. And while some laws may have been broken and some lines crossed, it's not like a normal true crime case today. Did crime happen? Yes. But it's just weird.
Oh.
It's just weird. It's not what you'd expect unless you already know this weirdo. Now, like a lot of my cases, you'll hear me make a disclaimer that not a lot is known about their childhood. And that's not my fault. These people are from such a long fucking time ago that records don't really exist for them.
Yeah, they're just
Not in any meaningful way.
No.
So, the same goes for today. Sorry about it. I tried. I couldn't even find his parents' names.
Huh. I hate when that happens.
Yeah, they were just listed by their surnames, but not the first name.
So
and I was like, what the fuck, how does that even work? So other than the fact that he was born in Germany, I got nothing. Nothing of fact, that is.
Yeah.
But there is a strange little memory that exists. I don't know if this was in a book that he wrote, because I think he did write a book, or it was gathered by some other researchers or something, but apparently when he was 10, he had a dream, and he was visited by his aunt. I'll tell you her name later, it's fucking cooked. There was also a doctor, I didn't put his name in because I was like, no one would believe me, but his name was Dr. D. Poo. So
It's
I'm not putting his name.
Really he's got a book. Jesus? Is this Jesus?
Jesus? So he had a dream when he was 10, and his aunt, she came and she visited him. Yeah,
Yeah.
true story.
Oh.
And she said to him, "Get off my lawn, cunt!"
You white dog.
Get off my lawn, you white fucking dog!
I'm so yes.
No, I will. It's true. It's real. Well, apparently when he was 10, his aunt came. She was having a good time. Okay.
We're so fucked.
Yeah. His aunt visited him in a dream. It was dry. Fuck. Oh no, I didn't mean it was powdery cum. But apparently when he was 10, he was visited in his dream by his aunt. And she had been dead at this point, so she was gone.
Yeah.
But she needed to tell him about his one true love, a dark-haired woman. And she showed him an image of this lady in his dream when he's 10. And that just stuck with him forever. Why are you making fun?
I'm not. I just, yeah. It's the way you deliver. I'm yes. Yes. Ooh, that's wild.
Yeah, and a little ridiculous because that's literally all I know about his childhood is that he had this wet dream about his aunt when he was 10.
Yeah, all right.
It wasn't a wet dream about his aunt. Are you listening to me?
There's a dry dream, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Carl even found himself in Australia.
Huh?
I know.
What?
Germany to Australia.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. it was meant to be a brief trip. He was meant to be stopping over on his way from India, and he was heading to, I believe they refer to them as the South Sea Islands, is my memory. And I was like, what are the South Sea Islands? And then I was like, oh, in the South Sea, Pacific, so probably Pacific Islands, right? So these would have been from New Guinea all the way to like the Kiribati Islands. So that's a lot of ocean to cover, and like everything in between. Which ones, I don't know. I think he just wanted to live there. So I don't know.
Adventurous little scamp.
Yes, until he was like, oh, fucking love Australia.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. And he stayed. He ended up being like an Australian resident for like 10 years.
Get out. No.
Falls in love with the country, falls in love with the weather. He ends up getting into engineering and electrical work.
Oh.
Which to me was like weird at that particular time.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
interesting job.
Path to take, yeah. Alright.
That is very interesting. Yeah, because apparently he was stopping for supplies. He was meant to be getting some new boats. I was like, boats? There's only one of you, bitch. Like,
no.
But during his like decade-long residence in Australia, he would end up owning multiple boats. So it sounds like he did pretty well for himself.
Yeah.
An island.
I want an island.
I would like a house.
I'm like, I want an island. Just want a house.
I just want a house to call my own.
Yeah, right.
And land. And he was also in the process of building a transoceanic flyer. And I was like, what is that? And then I thought, what flies a plane? What would it be flying over? The transatlantic ocean, you dumb fuck. It's a plane.
He's got a lot of dreams and ambitions.
Now, you'll never believe what happened and how he found himself expedited out of Australia. World War One.
Oh, yeah. That little thing.
Which was in like the end of July 1914. The British military came and seized him and put him into a concentration camp. How do you like it now, bitch?
I was literally about to say, my, how the tables have turned.
How the turntables. Only, this was before the concentration camps. So it's not even like that. But here's the thing. They said, so we are only putting you in here for your well-being. It's to keep you safe. And of course, who else did they lock up? All of the Chinese and all of the Indians that lived in Australia as well.
Oh my god.
To keep you safe and away from me.
Okay. Yep. All right.
Racism, y'all.
Oh, yep.
The British. Honestly, I want to love the British. I do. But the more we learn about them, the more I'm like, oh, they're a bit of a plague.
Yeah, and a bit of a incestual plague.
Well, yeah. It's problematic. It's hydromatic. It's Britain.
It's Britain.
It's a Britain. And then you think, okay, well, he's going to be there for a certain amount of time. Then they're going to remove him, whatever, or he'll be freed when God knows. But he went from this concentration camp where they're keeping him safe he was transported to a prison.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this wasn't just like any old prison. This prison was, well, it apparently looked like a castle on cliffs.
Oh, that's not good.
That sounds cool to me.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like Alcatraz.
I was going to say Azkaban.
Azkaban. I'm like Alcatraz.
But I meant Alcatraz, but I was
Yeah.
like, Azkaban.
Well, it is still Azkaban.
Azerbaijan.
Sounds lovely, but oh no, prisoner fell. Oh no.
It was an accident. Oh no.
My.
And then you think, all right, cool. Well, technically that makes them prisoners of war.
Yeah.
Because they have been taken by the British in a country that they live in. To me, that's just so weird. And you think, okay, they're free to go. Wrong. They, at least Carl, he gets exported to Holland. Because apparently they're told that they cannot go back to their residence. So that meant, apparently for him, that he could not go back to this island that he bought with his boats and planes. But he also was not allowed to go back to Germany, where he's actually from.
What?
Because the British make these rules.
What the fuck? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like, there was like a prisoner exchange program thing, which to me just sounds so fucking stupid. But there was. And it was probably, do you know what it probably was? It was probably, get the foreigners out, we're going to bring more Brits in.
All right. Okay. Yep. Yep.
Listen, I didn't say that this case was going to make sense.
Yeah.
So that happens, and he finds himself in Holland, and then after a little while, he's like, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm going back to Germany. Because he's from Germany. And also, like, who's going to be keeping tabs on him?
The Germans.
Not the English.
Yeah.
Like, he should have free passage through Europe to get to Germany.
Yeah.
I don't even know whatever way. We'll get there. It's in Europe. Doesn't matter. I don't know.
Somewhere.
Math. His main goal at this point was to go and find his dear Mutter, because he hadn't seen her since before the war. And he was relieved that she was dead. I'm kidding, she wasn't. That she was safe. Your face.
What?
Yeah, no, she was fine. She was safe. He ended up staying with her for about 2 or 3 years. A lot of the dates in this are foggy, so I'm kind of like, was it that long? Was it this long? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so he stays with her for a little while until she's like, you need to leave. You need to go find your sister who lives in America and be with her. Not in like an incesty kind of way. Don't worry.
Good.
Today's does not have incest in it.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Or children.
Yay.
I mean, children are in it, but not like in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by 1922, he was married to Doris Schaefer. And the couple did not waste time. They had 2 kids by 1924.
Okay, 2 kids. Yeah. Right.
That would later turn to 1 because one of them died from diphtheria when she was 10. So by 1934.
Shit.
Peace out. I didn't put that... Oh. Okay. I didn't put their names in because it's not pivotal to the story.
Yeah.
He would immigrate to the United States of America in 1926. He does not wait long.
He's been around.
He just does things. He stopped in Cuba on the way, as you do.
Yeah.
Because he moved to Florida, and Cuba's like right off the coast of Florida. Yeah.
I'm just very shocked at how much this guy's getting around.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah. And also, like, what was your voyage? Like, did you travel there yourself? Did you pay commercial? Like,
Yeah.
how did you get there? Did you fly?
Yeah.
Were there planes? Oh, there would have been planes in 1926. So he would go there and he would settle in, and then he would call back for his family to come and live with him. And a short time later, they did. So they all moved to Florida. The following year, he left his family in Zephyr Hills and he went to Key West. He's still in Florida,
Yeah.
but it's like 7.5 hours away. Florida's quite big.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old wang of America.
Yeah. The ding dang dong.
When he got there, he got a job as a radiology technician. So this man's smart.
Yeah. I'm shooketh.
Same.
That's, yeah, okay, yeah, all
Yeah,
right.
because not only did he get that as his job, but it's also about where.
Yeah.
It was at the US Marine Hospital. So he's a Fritz working at the US Marine Hospital after the war.
Wild.
That's wild to me. That's what I said too. But don't worry, he did not give them his proper name.
Yeah.
He at this time went by Carl von Kossel.
From Holland, yeah.
Well, who knows? But actually, I think that name ties into his aunt's
Okay.
name. So I think it is part of his lineage, but
Yeah.
it's just, I think maybe his other one was too German. So he was like, well, maybe I'm from the good part of Europe.
Yeah. This is very twisty-turny already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still not even in the ballpark of where we're going.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So up until now, been pretty unassuming,
Mm.
right? Sounds like a normal kind of guy. Ambitious, adventurous,
Yeah.
real go-getter, and not to mention smart. Apparently, he would boast about having 9 different degrees.
Right about.
At least that's what he told everyone. I had a Snoopy Doop, couldn't find anything. So, but I don't think there's like a record of people's diplomas or
Yeah, back then.
BAs or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was like literally a fruitless venture. I mean, I was the fruit. There was no payoff, is basically what I mean. But in April of 1930, his life as he knew it would just change. It's like gravity didn't exist anymore. He would meet a dark-haired lady
Ew.
named Maria Elena Milagro de Hoyos.
Ew.
The lady from his dream when he was 10.
What would you do? That's weird.
To be fair, he had this dream when he was 10.
You would take
It could have been any chick with dark hair.
Yeah.
There's my wife.
But if he's held on to that, that's a bit, and be like, ooh.
Maybe. Here's where I'll tell you the name
Yeah.
of his aunt. Apparently, his aunt, she was a countess, which is why he was count, right?
Yeah.
She was Countess Anna Constantina von Kosel.
But you're going to say anaconda.
And her anaconda, it don't. She died.
Oh.
You already knew that though, because I said it. Said,
Yeah, that's right. In the dream.
It's not a surprise, homie.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise.
Sure,
But I thought her
detective.
name was interesting. Anyway, back to Maria. He would bump into her at the Marine Hospital in Key West, where he worked. You know, he did the radiology stuff for the hospital, so...
Yeah.
She was at the hospital because her mum brought her in because she had tuberculosis.
Oh.
So it's like you meet this lady, bitch, she's dying.
She got the tuberc.
She got the TB. I got the TB in my bunghole.
I got the TB. I need the TB in my bunghole.
You got too much in your bunghole. So he sees her
Yeah.
and he's like fucking mind blown.
Yeah.
And he knows that's love at first sight.
Obviously.
The second he sees her, it's all over, Red Rover.
He's still married. Yeah. Okay.
Because like literally he recognized her from the dream. Remember, he is still married
Oh
with
my
children at this
fucking
point. But Maria was beautiful. And I saw a photo of her. She was actually very pretty. She was classified, or at least referred to as the local beauty. But I mean, hello. She was like Cuban American.
Yeah. Hello.
Like it's all over. Sorry, but
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Stunning.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Or bonita. So a little bit about Maria. Her father was a local cigar maker and she had two sisters, and one of them had already died from tuberculosis, so this is not looking very good. The other one was accidentally electrocuted to death when she tried to help someone who was trapped under a power line.
Oh my gosh. She was a hero.
Yeah, it's shocking. Maria was already in love with another man and married him. So at least at this point, she's not looking in Carl's direction at all. Then she gets pregnant to her husband
Oh, okay. Yep.
and then miscarries.
Oh.
So then her husband says, goodbye, I don't want you anymore.
Oh.
And he leaves her.
What a dick.
Who's there to help him pick up the pieces? Carl.
Oh, this is just how do you find these? I just don't. Yeah, okay.
It's called research.
Opening my eyes and
I
looking.
look.
No, but it's just very. Okay.
Don't fear, because Carl was there, and he was a pretty smart man. In fact, he also set out to help her. He was a professed medical knowledge. I know the sentence doesn't sound right, but he was a professed medical knowledge, which means he thought that he just had a really good knowledge base of medicine. And to help, he would give her different kinds of medical cocktails to cure her TB. He would also take his x-ray machine and other electrical equipment to her house.
Oh.
Yeah. And her house, I think she lived with her mom at the time. But he brought her around there because he was like totally in love with the poor woman. He would also shower her in gifts.
Where's your wife?
He doesn't care. He finds true love.
I don't care. You don't even go here.
It's at this time, though, that he actually professes his love to her. I don't think he had done that up until now. He was just like very...
Yeah, that's not professional if you're treating her.
Well, here's the thing. He wasn't a doctor.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So
when.
he shouldn't have been treating her anyway. What his job would have been is to take x-rays of her lungs, and that's where it should have ended, because he was a radiologist. So that's what his job was.
I
It
was gonna
wasn't
say-
to diagnose or to cure. It was this, here's the x-ray, take it to the doctor. Anyway, he tells her he loves her. To date, there are no records that she felt the same.
Okay.
So nothing was ever, not even his words, that they had a conversation, she said she loves me too. Nothing like that happened.
Yeah.
TB would claim her in 1931, so like the following year from when he met her. So it's literally what you said. He met the love of her life, she dropped dead.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So he pays for her funeral, including commissioning an above-ground mausoleum where he would visit her every night because he just loved her. He just wanted to spend time with her. And I guess it didn't really matter if she was alive or dead. Don't worry, he did ask the family first to be like, is it okay if I do this? Like if I build this mausoleum so that everyone can just go and see her? And like, we all would be like, no, creep. Like,
I was literally thinking that's creepy.
back off essay. But
fucking
free is
creepy.
also free. So I
Yeah.
would be like, just make it look nice. And he did. It was beautiful, apparently. apparently. But Carl couldn't simply accept that his one true love was dead and gone, so roughly 2 years after Maria was buried, he snuck into the cemetery one night and he took her body.
Shut your mouth.
No, I won't. He placed it in a toy cart and took it home.
What the fuck?
I'm not laughing at like that. It's just the idea, like the
2 years after.
yeah.
Not that it's good at any time.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Okay. Creepy Carl.
Well, apparently, her spirit would visit him when he was at the gravesite, when he would just hang out and stuff, and he would serenade her like, what do you call it, where the body was kept. He would serenade that with her favorite Spanish songs. Yeah. And she would also tell him, she would say, mi amor, take my body with you.
Yeah, I bet
Mi
she
amor, take me home to la casa, por favor.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Grania. And apparently she did that on many occasions, and that's why he actually gave in. He was like, I can't not do this anymore, I need to take you with me, and he did. He took her home. His love, some would say obsession, saw him re-articulate her bones with piano string
Fuck off.
so that she was in the shape of a human again. It would see him put glass eyes where her eyes used to be. It would see him replace parts of her decomposed skin with damp cloth soaked in wax and plaster of Paris. So like that sort of stuff. Oh, and it also saw him fashion a wig out of her hair that had fallen out of her skull. Yeah. It saw him stuff her chest cavity and abdominal walls with rags so that she could keep her shape, because he was quite fond of her shape. He adorned her with jewelry. She wore gloves because he probably couldn't figure out what was happening there. And he kept her in his bed beside him, where he would douse her in perfume and disinfectant and preserving agents. Part of it was to mask the smell, the other part was to prevent decomp as much as possible. I have to show you, there's photos of her, I have to show you those.
I think that's what I saw. Because I was like, oh, that's a fucking weird looking face.
You can't say that.
I want to scoop my eyeballs out, but I don't know why, because it's my ear holes I need to remove. What the fuck?
In 1940, one of Elena's sisters, I believe her name was Florinda, heard about what Carl had been doing. In fact, she heard rumors, so it wasn't really like confirmed, but she was like, I'm sick of hearing these rumors, I need to figure out what's going on.
Who the fuck is he talking to about this?
I don't think it's who he was talking to. Just you wait, sunshine.
Oh.
She goes to his house and she tells that gringo motherfucker, listen, Nessie, the fuck you doing, cholo? No, she doesn't say that. She just says, hey, oi.
Excuse me,
I've heard that these things are happening. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Let me the fuck in your house. And after a small time, he obviously denied this, but after a small time, she found her sister's corpse in his bed.
Fuck you.
And get this, at one point, and this is how I think part of the rumor happened, is he had been caught dancing with Maria's body
Shut your face.
in front of an open window.
Fuck off. Oh, I can't. I fucking... Oh my god, why do you do this to me?
Well,
What the fuck? I was like, oh, but this is just like a magical twisty tail story to pulling the skin off my face. The
look, it's just a weird old story. Well, apparently the whole dancing in front of the window thing, no one had actually reported. They all spoke about it, but no one had reported it to anybody. Florinda wasn't going to play that kind of game. The second she saw the corpse, she was like, fuck this. And she went to the police, or the authorities at least, and she made a report. And he was arrested.
Can you imagine telling an officer about that?
They would think you're nuts.
Yeah, excuse me, like, what?
It is true. Anyway, he got locked up. But it was kind of like they did that because they wanted to do a psychiatric evaluation on him to make sure that he was actually fit to stand trial.
Yeah.
Because no one with like a healthy head is going to do that kind of stuff. That's weird.
He was so... Like the degrees and the planes and the island and the fucking hell.
Yeah. So he does this psychiatric examination, and they're like, oh, you're fine, but you can stand trial. So they decide that they're going to have a whole trial, and it's for the charge of wantonly and maliciously destroying a grave and removing a body without authorization. That's a big charge. The hearing, it was on October 9th, 1940, at the Monroe County Courthouse in Key West. But, would you believe it, the case would be dropped, and Carl would be released because the statute of limitations had expired. And there are even today, there are statutes on limitations on certain things that happen, like sexual assault. You can only come forward and report that within a certain amount of time. I think they've changed it now to 5 years in some places in America, but there are certain things that you only have a limited time to actually charge someone on. So if this fell outside of that, which it did unfortunately, they can't charge you with it because the statute of limitations has expired.
From when he removed the body, or even though he had the body in his possession still?
I believe what they were trying to get him with was the destruction of the grave.
What the fuck?
What they didn't think about charging with was disrupting a corpse or many other things. Like he mutilated it too. Louder for the audience.
Circle in finger. Like, was
Donut,
he not...
sausage.
Yeah, was he not having sex with the body?
Just you wait, sunshine. Now, I, for the life of me, tried as hard as I could to look up statute of limitations. That is so specific, I can't find it. I found like statutes of limitations regarding other sorts of things, but they only dated back to like 2013. There's no way for me to tell what the statute of limitations on that specific crime or charge would have been back in the early 1900s. So I literally had nothing.
How'd you feel Googling that? What are the statute of limitations for...
I'll
touching
find
a
out
dead
at work
body?
on Monday.
Yeah.
I don't know. They were like, why were you looking up statute of limitations on messing with dead people? Listen, I was on a break.
Shit.
Yeah, so like laws could have changed since then, but then you also have to factor in that each state has a different law, different time frames, different ways things actually fit together like that. So there's no way that I was going to be able to find out what that was.
Gotcha.
So then I was looking for things like, okay, well, just what about grave destruction? Couldn't find that. I couldn't even find the word body or corpse. So
I guess it's one of those things as well, like when laws are going through, you're like, hey, better put something in for
this little
Yeah.
weird thing. Anywho, he's free. The whole case gets notoriety, right? Because it's kind of strange. What this man did is a little bit weird. But what happened is like Maria kind of became a little bit of a freak show, sideshow, come look at me kind of thing for a minute. And about 7,000 people, or almost 7,000 people, went to visit her and have a look at her.
I was just going to say, when he was arrested, where'd she go?
They took the body.
Okay.
Yeah. And believe it or not, the public actually felt sympathetic towards Carl, and they said that they saw him as an eccentric romantic.
Oh my god, that is so romantic. Dig up my body and just keep me forever.
Forever. She would later be buried in an unmarked grave for her own safety. So it's sad that people can't visit her, but also they didn't want to risk him going and dig her up again or
Oh, that's really
someone
sad.
else. Yeah.
You shouldn't have to worry about that when you're dead.
Listen, if I'm dead, do what you want. I'm dead. Do what you want with my body. Apparently 2 physicians, one of them was Dr. Deepu, they said that they saw a vaginal tube that he had placed in the corpse so that he could have sex with her decomposing body. Some claimed that they didn't see that these two made it up. But apparently it was referenced again in a different report like later. So we can't make heads or tails of it. Maybe it happened, maybe it didn't happen.
I mean, you've already gone to the extreme of doing what you've done.
Correct.
The fuck?
But who knows if that's true. Anyway, what about this wife?
Yeah.
He's married, right? Has kids?
Yeah.
Or at least one kid. No, maybe 2. Still 2 daughters at this time. Wait, no, she's dead. It's fine. So what about this wife? Well, at least until the 1930s census, they were still marked as living together and obviously being married. And that's the year that he met Maria. So they were together, at least up until that point.
Okay.
And there are so many holes in the information that I don't even have a way to tell what Doris knew. And if he was in Key West and she was in Zephyr Hills,
Yeah. What? Cool.
she would have had no idea what he was getting up to.
Creepy.
He had this whole other life with a corpse.
Yeah, fucking.
It's really weird.
I don't like that.
neither. Later in life, he would end up moving near his wife, so he moved back to be near her.
That's nice.
Yeah, and apparently she cared for him. Like, she helped him out in his later years. Anyway, he would end up getting naturalized as a US citizen in 1950. So they're like, all right, cool, you can stay. To me, that's like, well, he was never charged, so there's no real charge.
They care so much now about you even visiting the country.
Yeah. Well, to me, it was just really strange because, like, he died 2 years later at age 75. So to me, it's strange that they would naturalize someone at that age.
Yeah, like why? Yeah, okay.
Like, that's not me discriminating against old people at all. We're all heading there.
Yeah.
If we live long enough.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
But yeah, so he died. Speaking of dying, apparently there was a note that was found that was written by Carl where he admits to poisoning Maria. Oh, shock. Yep, here's the note. She died because I gave this to her mercifully. I mixed the root of wolfsbane with aconite diluted. It was palatable, and my loved one departed this miserable world on October 25th, 1931. Suffer no more, my sweet Elena. I have sent you to the angels with my golden elixir.
Then have sex with your body later. What the fuck?
Crypt Keeper! Whether that's confirmed or not, I don't know. But it is apparently referenced a few different times and people found it and it's totally specific.
That's wild. I don't like that case at all.
But that brings us to the end of today's episode. I hope that you enjoyed it.
I didn't.
And that it was fascinating enough.
I did up until when she died.
No, up until she was like taken.
Yeah, up until she was taken. That's fucking cooked.
It is. And why is it always like the smart? I mean, it's not. We've covered some real dum-dums.
Yeah.
But like the ones who are like super intelligent.
Just a little bit
Yeah, I don't
cracked.
know.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Little
No,
bit.
thank you.
No, thank you. Anyway, if you like that, please give us a follow.
Yeah.
Follow us on our Instagram, go to our linktree /One-Time Mysteries, and follow us on all our social media. And we will see you on the flip.
Goodbye.
Bye.